Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of SEC State of Mind presented by FanDuel. I'm your host, Taylor Davis, joined as always by Jason Campbell. And we are so pumped to welcome our guest for this week. I gave a little teaser on social media yesterday for anyone paying attention. It's SEC Gymnastics Championship week. So we got a jam-packed episode getting you ready for all the high-flying action this weekend in Oklahoma. And who better to help us do that than the legend herself? We've got LSU's own Haleigh Bryant in the house.
Oh, thank you. I'm so
Woo!
excited.
Crowd goes wild.
I can't wait.
Truly, I was saying before we started recording, I am incredibly underachieving on this episode because JCam and Haleigh truly competed at the very height of their respective sports. So I'm so excited to get your perspective. One of the most decorated gymnasts in NCAA history, hold a lot of records at LSU, and now an assistant coach. So super
Crazy.
full circle to have you on this side. I've interviewed you as an athlete approximately 8 million times. So really excited to get your perspective, and Jay's got some questions too, but I guess I'll just start with that transition piece of this. Like I said, one of the most successful gymnasts in LSU history, and now you sit there in an office as an assistant coach.
Yeah.
When did that kind of come into the fold for you, and what has that move to this side been like?
It's been an amazing transition, but I'll start from the beginning. I told Jay my sophomore year here at LSU that I wanted to coach college gymnastics, and he was like,
Wow.
"I will do everything you need. Like, I'll help you get a job. I'll help you do X, Y, and Z." And this past summer, kind of Bugs moved on and wanted kind of like start her life in Tampa, and she's living her best life, and it's so fun to watch. And
Yeah,
he was
totally.
like, "We have this opening. Like, would you want to take the job?" And obviously, it's something I could never say no to. This is literally my home, and it's
Yeah.
just so special to like give back to a university that has given so much to me, and it's something that's been literally a dream come true. And it's been an amazing transition. Getting to learn and coach alongside the best coaching staff in the nation is something that's really cool, and they've really just all taken me under their wing and given me the best advice and just have been there every step of the way. But it's been an amazing transition.
That's so cool.
And so, Haleigh, when you think about college sports and since you participated in it and now you in the coaching realm, as a whole, I always want to know, I know how it is transitioning from playing sports to getting into media,
Mhm.
but how is it as a coach? Are you more nervous as a coach or were you more nervous as a gymnast?
Good question.
I'm definitely like equally as nervous, but I think the nerves are completely different. Cause like whenever I was
Yeah.
competing personally, like I knew what I was gonna do because like I can control what I can control. And
Mm,
like just knowing that I've kind of set them up like perfectly, they know what to do, but then it's like, okay, it's in their hands now. Like they're gonna do what they're
right.
gonna do. But I know like the coaching staff has done everything that they need to do to like set them up to be successful up there. So it's kind of just like more nerve-wracking and just knowing that like they want it so badly. And I know how
Yeah.
bad each individual wants it. And I just want to see them succeed. And it's just been something that's been really cool. Garrett's staring at me. Sorry.
Hi, Garrett. I mean, Jay, you have to have an ability to relate to that. I would imagine when you're calling a game on the radio and you're seeing the field the way that you do, and just wishing you could get under center and know what to do. So
Mhm.
that element of it is so interesting. And another nuance in that same vein for you, Haleigh, is some of these athletes were your teammates just a
Exactly.
year ago. That element of that balance of now being in a position of authority
Mhm.
with athletes that were your peers all
Mhm.
of a year ago. How have you kind of found that piece of the adjustment?
I think that's honestly been very, very helpful for us because, like, I know them obviously as gymnasts, but I know them as people as well. Like, these were
Totally.
some of my best friends last year, and obviously they still are very special people to me. But sometimes when I'm like looking at them, they're like, "Yeah, I'm okay," and I'm like, "But I know like you're not okay. So like, what can we do to like help you be better today? Because like
Right.
you can tell me you're okay 95 times, but I know you as a person, and I know you're not. So I think it's been really cool to like relate to them in that aspect because, like you said, I was in their shoes this time last year. So just being
Yeah.
able to give them pieces of advice that I took for myself, and especially going into one of the biggest meets of the year and competing for an SEC championship. And like, I know the nerves are there, but just reminding them like it's seriously just another competition. And I know it's the SEC championships and the top four teams in the country, which I don't know if it's ever been like that, but
Right.
it's something that's so, so cool. And just being able to be there for them because I know how they're feeling.
Yeah, the relatability piece
Mm-hmm.
definitely comes in handy.
And as a gymnast, it kind of reminds me of golf, right?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all just stick with me a little bit and I'll show you.
Walk us through it, Jay.
Let's see where you're going.
In golf, you're standing over the ball, you got to make this putt, right? And it could be a 5-foot putt, a 10-foot putt. And in golf, it's so much focus and concentration,
Yeah.
right? Like you have to really block out all the noise and you have to like focus on like just the ball and where you need to place it on the green.
Yeah.
To me, gymnasts is a similar
Mm-hmm.
situation, right? Because you have a large crowd, everyone's watching, the expectations are there. And you know that one slip up can cost your team points or it
Mm-hmm.
can cost you individually an opportunity. And as a national champion yourself, an SEC champion, and All American, you've been able to achieve a lot in your young career.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at it as a whole, how do you keep your focus when you got to do the beams, you got to do the vault,
Yeah.
you got to do the floor,
He did
you
research.
you
You
gotta
knew it. Yeah.
do all these things? Because I watch
Mm-hmm.
gymnastics.
Yeah.
I've actually been to a couple of gymnastics meets, and I really enjoy them. And now the floor has become my favorite because
That's the best
Okay.
one.
everyone's adding flavor to it now,
Mhm.
right? You see all the different dance moves and you get everything. I used to think you just run and flip.
Right.
But I was
Run around,
it's
flip upside down a few
choreography.
times.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a lot that got to go into this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So growing up, how did you prepare for blocking out the noise
Mhm.
and to focus on the task at hand? And how hard is it that people don't really realize that's watching on TV?
Yeah.
Just the small things can mess up a
Mhm.
lot.
Yeah. I think that's something I learned from a very early age when I came to college because when you're competing in club, it's kind of just you. Like, yes, you're a part of a team, but it's really more of an individual sport. And then when you get to
Yeah.
college, you're doing it for more than just yourself. You're doing it for the university that you're competing for. And I think that obviously puts a lot of pressure on people, but something Jay's always told us is your normal's enough and you have practiced these
Yeah.
routines countless amount of times and when you go out onto that competition floor, it's just one more routine that you've done every single day. So just having that mindset. And another thing that he always says is stay in the eye of the hurricane. The
Mhm.
outside is where all the wind and the noise is happening, but if you can get into the inside, that's where it's most steady. So
Mm.
he gives us so many analogies and honestly, they're so helpful and just learning from him and seeing how he kind of helps the athletes too is something that I'm
Yeah.
trying to take from him because obviously everything he said when I was a gymnast worked and just
Sure.
knowing that your normal is enough. Sorry, I'm going all over the place with this question, but
No, it's
that's
so
kind of
true.
what I try to tell them because yes, you get more nervous when you're competing no matter where you are. If you're in front of 13,000 people here at home or going to anywhere, just doing your normal gymnastics. And I think they're
Yeah.
starting to finally realize that. If you watched at Florida, we didn't have the best bar rotation, but we went to vault and we literally just took a deep breath and said, do your normal gymnastics, do what you do every single day. And they competed freely and it showed. So that's just
Yeah.
one event that kind of really sticks out to me. Probably didn't really
Yeah.
even answer your question there.
No, you
Bounced all around.
100% did, because I think the point about the outside influence,
Mhm.
that really is probably at its height in
Yeah.
college sports right now
Mhm.
with TV increasing the way it is, with NIL opportunities out there for the taking if you
Mhm.
have a good game or meet or match, the outside, and of course social media is its own animal in and
Right.
of itself. So the noise element, and with a sport that requires such mental fortitude,
Mhm.
like Jay was talking about, that every single detail matters. Like,
Mhm.
people think about the vault, they just think about the springboard, the table, the mat.
Right.
No, the runway
Yeah.
is equally as important.
Yep.
How you are taking your steps in your run are just as impactful. So the minute details of this sport and the mental fortitude has always fascinated me, and it's something that you really were able to figure out in your time as an athlete, which was part of what was so incredible to be a witness to in your career. Jay alluded to your resume: 33-time All-American, NCAA championship, both LSU's first team title as well as the 2024 All-Around champion, 5 LSU titles, Honda Sport Award, AAI Award. I won't bore anyone with any of the rest of it, but truly, you mastered your craft, and that is a very, very tough thing to do consistently. when you talk to young recruits, because this is also a sport that begins so early in life, what was that mental element that worked for you that you try and impart in young athletes maybe trying to get started in the sport?
Hold on, Jay's walking in.
Hey, are you
I'm
on
on
your
my
podcast?
thing. Yeah.
Oh, come on in, Jay. Come on.
She wants to
Let's
say
see
it.
him.
He's leaving.
Head coach
He left.
making an appearance. Jay,
I know.
get over here.
Come here.
Listen, we don't have one
Looks
coach
like
on this episode. We've
What's
got
up?
two. Jay Clark, ladies and gentlemen,
What's kicking?
head coach of the
How y'all
LSU
doing?
Tigers.
Doing
Wow, I
good.
got two J's on my call
Yeah.
today.
I know
All
that
right.
guy. Him and Cadillac Williams beat us up in Athens, Georgia when I was still in Athens back in the
Oh,
day.
shoot.
Oh, you was in Georgia at that
Yeah, I
time?
was a
Went to
Georgia guy. I
Georgia?
was a Georgia grad, coached there 22 years. Your team's made us miserable.
Well, here we go. Here we
Yeah.
freaking go.
Last couple of years, we hadn't had anything of
Yeah, that's true. Revenge has been
the
made.
yeah, revenge has been made.
Yeah, it's fine.
Well, everything
Well-
goes in cycles, right?
Yeah, I
you
guess
go.
that's true.
There you go.
Jay, while we've got you here,
Okay.
it's SEC Championship week. What do you need to see from your team when they head to Oklahoma this weekend?
Well, I think we're seeing it. I think we see. I mean, they're kind of hit their stride here in the last 5 or 6 weeks, and the level of consistency has gotten better and better. They're a confident group right now. You know, it's just this time of the year you're walking a tightrope with certain people's health from time to time, and making sure that you don't push too hard. I think this time of year less is more in terms of training goes, and making sure that just really they feel good and their confidence level is up. And if we can do that, then I feel good about our chances. It's a meat grinder of a meet, as you know, Taylor. Like with the top 4 teams in the country are in that evening session, so it could go any way.
Yeah.
So we just got to focus on what we're doing, and there is no defense, as we know, and we just got to make sure that we do what we can do.
Love it. Well, I'm pumped to see it. Thank you for letting me borrow
All right.
Haleigh for a little
Sorry,
bit.
I'm sorry
and,
sorry to intrude, guys. Y'all have a great one.
By all means, you're
Right,
welcome
good to see
here
you, Coach.
anytime.
Good luck to you.
Appreciate it, Jay.
Special appearance. See ya.
That's what I love about the LSU
best.
staff in its entirety. I mean, you guys, truly the culture at LSU starts with relationships, and I have been able to bear witness to that so many times. So that was a prime example of it. But so obviously your resume speaks for itself. You accomplished basically everything that there was to accomplish in NCAA gymnastics. Does a favorite memory stand out to you?
I mean, obviously winning a national championship, and not even just winning like the national championship. It's more of like LSU's first national championship, and being able to be a part of that with Dee being there, obviously Jay being there. And it was just so special to see everybody in the stands and everybody that came to support us, and just how excited everybody was for us. So like, yes, the national championship, but I think it was more of how happy everybody else was for
Yeah.
us, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. But
100%.
yeah, just the year of 2024 was so special, and just like everything that we went through, all the times we were knocked down and we just never gave up and kept fighting till the very end,
Yeah.
and then finally getting to that end goal that we've had for so long of winning a national championship and bringing it to LSU for the first time ever is literally a moment I'll remember for the rest of my life.
So cool.
Yeah, it's nothing like being a national champion and, doing it at the highest level. And like you always say, it's always the struggles that you remember more than you do the victories.
Exactly.
People ask me all the time, they're like, I say, I honestly remember losses that the ones that got away more than the ones that you actually won. No
Exactly.
one's being like, oh, we won that game, we made this play. It's always, we didn't make this play.
And I
Yeah.
think that's something that is kind of how this team's holding on to it for a little bit. And I think
Yeah.
that's something that makes them so special. Like, we've had so many amazing scores and so many amazing things, but all everybody remembers is how we lost to Georgia the second meet of the year.
Yep.
And like, that is all we talk about. And like, that's like, but it like motivates them, and it makes them even more hungry to get better each week. And obviously they've bounced back from that and are amazing and just so confident in what they're doing. But I just had to talk on that one for a little bit.
Yeah,
'cause it's
no,
so true.
that's
Like,
awesome.
I've heard them say that all the time, like, yeah, but we lost the second meet of the season. And that's something that probably gave away one of our SEC regular season titles. And like, that's
Yeah.
the things they remember. But obviously going into
Interesting.
this week. Yeah,
And
Yeah.
I think that what drives you, right? That's what
exactly. And you
you.
can like see it in their eyes. You can see it, and they're just like even more excited for this weekend.
Right.
It's a long season.
It is.
It's a long season, and you have to stay healthy. That's a big part
Yeah.
of it. And then you have to find those self-motivation things that keep you going. Like you don't want to get too high, you don't want to get too low, but how do you keep
Exactly.
it chill? When I think LSU, you always think about expectations, standards. Most SEC schools, right? Because it's always when you get to the national championship, most of the time you're competing against each other and
Right.
within the conference. But how do you guys, from a nutrition standpoint? I'm very huge on that aspect.
Yeah.
And I know, I talked to the football guys down there before. They talk
Mhm.
about the gumbo, all the different.
Oh, it's
y'all eat.
yeah.
Like I would
Yeah.
be 280 pounds.
They couldn't do it down there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like, how do you
Mhm.
from a nutrition standpoint, it's important though, right? Like
For
people
sure.
don't think, as gymnasts, you got to keep your body, you got to keep
Yeah.
everything intact. What does nutrition look like for a gymnast? Because I'm asking this question because I have, goddaughters, I have that look up to gymnasts that want to be. If you was telling young girls, like, what do they need to be doing for as a body standpoint from a nutrition?
Yeah, no, it's one of the most important things. Like it's what gives you fuel every single day and gives you enough energy to be able to do your craft safely. But we have one of the best nutritionists here. Her name's Lindsay, and she works with each girl individually because everybody's different at the end of the day. Some people need more carbs, some people need more protein, and she's just so good at her job to like work with them one-on-one. And we have an athlete only dining hall here at LSU, and they get 3 meals there, and it's just like really cool to see because it's kind of like a Olympic training site because like it's just you and all the athletes in there, and they have all the fruit bars, the protein bars, pasta, like everything you could seriously even think of, and all like the quick snacks, the quick carbs, and it's just really cool to see. And we're allowed to go there as well sometimes too now, so it's kind of cool to still be able to get access to that. But I don't know, just being able to work with a nutritionist every single day and how much she wants to see the girls succeed. So she is just she's always here. She travels with us, and just very helpful to see her work one-on-one with each athlete.
Yeah, I don't think that can be overemphasized because unlike a lot of these other sports where the ball is the focus or the net is the focus or the defender is the focus, your body is everything in this sport. And also preparing it for what all it has to go through the entirety of the season. So I love that you brought that up, Jay. And LSU certainly has phenomenal resources along with a lot of the other programs. I mean, the rise of NCAA gymnastics over the past few years has been just incredible to see. But obviously we got to switch gears because this week is the SEC Gymnastics Championship, and it's stacked every year. But like you alluded to earlier, I don't know the last time we saw the top 4 in the SEC that will compete in the night session Saturday are the top 4 in the nation. This is truly as good as it gets. You're going to see Alabama, Florida, LSU, and Oklahoma all go head to head in that night session. Covering LSU so far this season, I have seen the evolution of this group. You've got standout names like you do every year, but from your perspective, what is it about the journey of this season that has them peaking at the right time?
I think honestly all of it, but I think their determination and their want and how close knit they are as a team is what's going to set us apart Saturday night on the competition floor, because obviously there's been highs and lows and there's been so many things that have happened outside of these 4 walls or outside an arena that nobody sees, and just how they bounce back every practice, in the classroom, everywhere, and just how badly they want it. And I think that's something that us as a coaching staff has been trying to like keep them steady, because yes, we fell short to 2 of the teams that we're going to compete against on Saturday, and they want to beat them more than anything. So it's just like keeping them steady and just reminding them that their normal is enough, because we don't want to go out there and do something like try harder than we ever have. We want to go out there, be steady, be normal. And we know at the end of the day, we're going to look up and know if we did that, we're going to leave with no regrets.
Love it.
Yeah, championship weekend, man. Like, it's that time of the year. Like, think March. Everyone March Madness, gymnastics. Like, it's just spring football is starting, baseball is in hitting its turns. It's a great time of the year. for people that love sports. And especially like for gymnasts, like you guys, y'all compete at a high level. And I always say you have to have so much level of concentration.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, Haleigh, when you think about it, if your meet is on Friday and Saturday, you can't get over hype on Monday,
Right.
Tuesday. Like,
Yeah.
how do you channel emotions as a coach compared to when you was a player? And as a player, I'm pretty sure you say, okay, I got to channel them up to maybe a day before,
Mm-hmm.
try to make sure I'm resting the way I need to. But as a coach, how you challenging your players to, hey, don't get over,
Mm-hmm.
excited too early. Making sure we're
Exactly.
channeling those emotions until we can get to the arena.
Yeah, I think it goes back to, I've probably said the word normal 900 times on this podcast, but I think it's just reminding them every single day to do what they do every single day in practice on the competition floor. And I think that's something so special about gymnastics, because like when football players or baseball players go out there, they're probably going to try to hit them harder, try to swing the bat faster, harder, however that is. But like that's so important to gymnastics, is just to be steady and normal and not try to do something out of the ordinary or something that you've never done before. So I think normal is the word that we're really focusing on this week, and we're going to take with us the rest of the season, because we always like to say nothing more, nothing less, because normal's enough.
I love that. It really is. It's so many elements of gymnastics you almost have to think about differently than all other sports.
Mhm.
Like y'all have athletes like Kalia Lincoln and Amari Drayton who almost have to fight against adrenaline. And in a lot
exactly.
of sports and for a lot of athletes, adrenaline is your friend because it kicks you into another gear.
Yep.
But when you have so much when you have so much power that you have to harness,
Yeah.
adrenaline can actually get the best of you and send their 1.5 vault flying
No.
out of the arena. So it is that emotional management, that
Mhm.
energy management that does come into play, especially with a meet as loaded as SECs. When you look at this, and I know y'all hate when I do this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. When you look at this team and the body of work that you see day in and day out when they are doing their normal, if this thing comes down to one event, which one event do you think we could win a title because of our performance on this specific apparatus?
I hate when you ask this.
I know you do.
I know. I'm gonna say vault, and I
It's
think
vault.
it is, and we're gonna end on that event Saturday, and I think it's gonna end very, very well, especially because Garrett has worked with them day and night on like every little. We've really kind of broken down the vault. We don't focus on the very end of the vault, but back to what you said, you focus on the run, the hurdle, the round up, the back handspring onto the table, and then when you do all those pieces right, the landing's going to be there for you. And I think they finally have hit their stride of knowing where those landings are. And I think it'll be a little bit of an adjustment. We're going back on a podium.
Yeah.
Haven't been on it in a little bit, so that's going to make it bouncier. Their vaults are going to be bigger. So just taking that podium training day and adjusting to that and being ready to go on Saturday. But vault's my answer.
I love it.
So you just kind of answered my question. Next, it was which of the four was the hardest. So you kind of answered that. I guess my only thing I would ask you is landing off the vault or off the beam.
Good
Does
job.
one like when you land and you stick the ground one time, does that get you more points than if I stick, but then I have to take another hop?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You're getting deducted.
So
Maybe
you're trying to get that one stick perfect.
exactly.
Yes. No
But I think
movement.
what's important is that you don't think about the stick. You don't think about the landing. You send the direction of that skill up. Like for a beam dismount, you want to focus on the round off. You want to focus on the set. You want it to rise so you can land. I think that's sometimes what people get like very hyper focused on. Okay, I'm going to stick and my feet aren't going to move. But if that's all you're thinking about, that's not going to happen. You got to think about the direction of the dismounts, of the vault, of the tumbling passes, and that's where your landing's going to come.
Because when I'm watching, that's what I'm looking at. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's the thing.
Yeah. Well,
stick, some of them stick it there. There's some people stick and then they take another step.
that's a deduction.
That's
Dang, like that's
But
tough.
it really is. And in a competition like we're going to have this Saturday, it literally could come down to who has the most sticks. Like that's how elite the talent factor is in this one. We just have a couple more minutes with you, Haleigh. So I would be remiss if I didn't ask, and we're speaking about landing, so it seems like the perfect time.
Yeah.
You have been described as a GOAT in NCAA gymnastics, a generational athlete. But this generation might be quick because it seems y'all may have one on your hands once
Insane.
again. Kailin Chio is putting up numbers that we truly have never seen in NCAA gymnastics. Just her sophomore campaign. She's coming off a meet, Jay, where she competed on 3 out of the 4 events. She got a perfect 10 on all 3 that she competed against Arkansas this past week. And who knows what she would have gotten on bars if we had, seen that routine. But what she continues to do with all the eyes on her. That's the thing. She's not a secret anymore. Everyone knows Kailin Chio and what she can do, and she continues to deliver. Just your take on bearing witness to an athlete of her caliber.
She seriously leaves me speechless every single day. Like, I genuinely don't even know where to begin. But, like, I'm not surprised because that's what we see every single day. But then if you go back and look just from her growth from freshman year to sophomore year, not even just gymnastics, but just how she carries herself, how she is so supportive of all of her teammates, is there for every single person, and just truly enjoying gymnastics. And I think that's something that's really helped her this year. Because last year, I mean, coming in as a freshman, you never really know what to expect. And you're just like, okay, I'm here to do gymnastics. And that's kind of it. But just seeing the growth from freshman year to sophomore year and just seeing her be free and have fun with gymnastics is truly like so much fun to watch, because obviously she's an amazing gymnast. Everybody sees it, but like how happy she is, how supportive she is to her teammates, and just how she carries herself and is just so humble. And it's just so grateful to have her on this team because she's amazing. I seriously have no words. Like,
that's awesome.
Every time I watch her, I'm speechless because I'm like, you're just perfect. Like, literally perfect.
Yeah. The numbers show it.
Yeah, I was going to say, that show it. She's perfect.
Well, a lot of that you have to, as humble as you are, you have to pat yourself on the shoulders a little bit, because
100%.
I'm sure she watched you at your career, and she also watching you as a coach. And I always say, team takes on the personality of coach. You saw Coach Jay come on here a while ago, and now with yourself, someone that's being so close that they can touch. Like they can literally like pinpoint and pick your brain, because you literally just did this just almost like yesterday.
No, exactly. And I think that's something that I'm telling her this week. Obviously, she's coming off of a historic night on Friday, and but she doesn't even need like the advice because she knows what to do, and that's what's so cool as well. Like, I'll go up to her and talk to her and like, don't try to like duplicate what you did last week, and she's like, I know. Like, she's like, I got this, and it's just so cool to see her so confident and just somebody that knows like her process so well. Like, if you watch her before each event, the process is the same every single time, and she knows what she's about to do when she goes out there, and it's just so fun to watch. Like, again, I'm speechless every time I watch her. But
well, I know Taylor may have one more, but Haleigh, I know for me, first of all, personally, I want to thank you for coming on today. Like, you taught me so much about gymnasts. I know a little bit, but I learned a lot.
Yes.
Now I'm gonna watch a little differently when I look at the landing.
Exactly.
There you go.
I will understand more. But as a person that's been at LSU, LSU sports is kind of rising, right? When you think about baseball won a national championship last year, gymnastics is on pace to compete for another national championship. When you think about Kim Mulkey, what she's done with women's basketball, and now Lane is there in football. What type of excitement is going on the LSU campus as a whole? Are you a football fan, first off?
I am. Like, I'm a sports fan. So like you said, Kim Mulkey, all basketball, baseball, softball's doing well. Like, it's just so fun to watch, and just how much support we get here in Baton Rouge. Like, the fan base is absolutely insane. Like, obviously I'm biased. This is really all I know. This has been my home for 6 years now. Never visited another school, never went to another campus other than an away meet, but this is just home, and just how supportive everybody is and just loves LSU so much. It makes us more excited because we want to give back to them because how much they give to us. And it's just seriously a dream come true listening to 13,000 people scream at the top of their lungs for those girls every Friday night, and at Alex Box and Death Valley. Like, it's just so cool, and we're just so grateful to have the best fan base and just represent the best university, the best state. It's just literally so cool.
You hear what she said? She's been there 6 years, and that's all she known.
Yeah.
In gymnastics, is it as crazy in gymnastics as it is baseball, basketball, football with transfer portal? Because
Oh.
will we ever see 4 years kids just staying in one place 6 years?
Yeah. Like something that's really cool about LSU, not gonna hype us up too much, but
Do it.
we're like one of the only programs since the transfer portal has started for gymnastics to not have anybody transfer out.
Wow.
We've had people come in from Florida, from Utah, from Denver, from Washington, like all of these universities, but nobody has ever left
Wow, that's
LSU.
awesome.
So I think that just speaks for this. This is my first year here, so I can't even speak too much, but like this coaching staff here and how much they care about you as a human being more
Yeah.
than a gymnast. And I think that's something that I was looking for and something I wanted to be a part of like, yes, gymnastics is so important, but they want you to leave this place a better human being. And it's
Yeah.
just amazing.
I
That's
love that. I love that. I think it's the perfect way to end this
Perfect.
episode. Haleigh, thank you so much for joining us. Again, the SEC night session is going to be insanely stacked. You can catch LSU in that one. That will be 7 o'clock Central Time on the SEC Network. Haleigh and I will both be there.
We will.
Doing our respective jobs. So super excited for that one. Excited to see what you guys can accomplish down the stretch.
Yeah.
So best of luck this weekend.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for being on.
Exciting.
Appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you for having me. This was so fun.
Bye, my girl.
See
you
ya.
Friday. Bye.
Go Tigers.